VJ Edgecombe just made NBA history, and it only took him one night to do it. That's all it took to put his name in Sixers franchise history and make the whole NBA world look up. In a crazy 117-116 win over the Celtics in Boston, rookie VJ Edgecombe went out there and dropped 34 points, grabbed 7 rebounds, and dished out 3 assists on 50% shooting. It wasn't just a good performance. It was the kind of debut game that makes you sit back and go, wait, this dude is really going to be special. And if you're wondering how good this team can actually be this season, we'll get into that later. But first, we need to talk about what VJ just did. When you put this into perspective, being in the same conversation as guys like LeBron James, Allen Iverson, and Wilt Chamberlain in your first NBA game, that is wild. With this one performance, he broke some serious NBA records. He became the highest scorer by any Sixer in that first game, surpassing Allen Iverson's 30-point mark. He broke a LeBron James record for the most points scored by a rookie in the first quarter of their career. And his 34-point night overall, that was the third most ever by a rookie in their first game. And the only 2 names ahead of them happened back in the 1950s. Frank Selvey in 1954 and Wilt Chamberlain in 1959. But what really made the night special wasn't just the stat sheet. It was just how confident Edgecombe looked out there. This was his first NBA minutes, and he played like he's been doing it for years. The Celtics gave him some open looks, and he made them pay. And that wasn't even the craziest part. Here, he's out on an island against Xavier Tillman. It looks like he's just going to pull up for an elbow mid-range jumper. And then boom! He explodes to the rim, goes straight at Jaylen Brown, and throws it down, while JB makes the smart business decision and gets right out of the way. Then in transition, he gives the ball up to Oubre, gets it right back, and throws down the alley-oop. Later, he slices through the heart of the Celtics defense, finishing between 3 guys with some soft touch at the rim. And then, with Philly down by 7, he's guarded by Derek White, one of the best defensive players in the NBA. And he just looks completely unbothered, stopping, probing in the mid-range, and then just knocking it down. For a guy whose scouting report questioned his 3-point shot, what really stood out wasn't the efficiency, it was the confidence. He went 5 of 13 from deep and took 26 shots overall in his first game. That's something most rookies wouldn't even dream about doing in game number 1, especially not in a hostile environment like Boston. And yet, he shot 50% from the floor. This is the kind of mindset that stars have, and he's basically saying, I'm here, I'm ready for this moment, and I'm going to be a problem in this league. And honestly, it explains why he flew up the draft boards towards the end of his college run, because everything is truly starting to click for him. One of the craziest things about VJ is just how calm he is. Reporters keep asking him how he's doing these things at such a young age, and he just continues to say,
it's basketball at the end of the day. Like I've been saying, it's just basketball. Try not to overthink it.
Even the coaches and players around him tried to tell him that this isn't going to be just another game. This is Boston. But Edgecombe stuck to the same mindset. To have that kind of composure in your rookie season just makes you sit back and think, what is this guy going to be able to accomplish over the course of his career? A lot of people online are calling him an Anthony Edwards clone. And honestly, that's a pretty good comparison in my opinion. He's super explosive, he's got the same confidence, his jump shot mechanics look good, leaving room for plenty of improvement over the course of his career, very similar to what we saw from Anthony Edwards. Edgecombe isn't just a scorer, he's the kind of athlete who could give us highlight plays for years. And with that blend of confidence and raw power, he truly just looks like a star in the making with some of the things he can do on the basketball floor. I'm not even kidding. kidding. I bought the guy's jersey just 2 days ago before this performance. He was one of the rookies I was the highest on coming out of the draft compared to what people were expecting. And of course, I had to get that retro black Sixers jersey because it's just so fire. But honestly, I didn't buy it just for the look. But I genuinely believe that VJ Edgecombe has what it takes to become something even more special. But he wasn't the only one in the game. Like I mentioned in a previous video, Joel Embiid is back and he's playing again. He was on a minutes restriction, just 20 minutes, and he finished the night with just 4 points. But man, the Sixers just look totally different when he is out there. The biggest thing though, he's not going to be the focal point offensively anymore. Embiid is reportedly embracing a new role and basically handing the keys over to Tyrese Maxey to be the team's #1 option. And Maxey wasted 0 time showing everybody why he does deserve it. Tyrese Maxey just tied the franchise record for most points in a season opener with 40, while adding 6 assists and 2 steals, shooting 7 of 9 from 3-point land. He and VJ Edgecombe combined for 74 points, the most by any guard duo in their first game together in NBA history. Like, this was truly a historical night, not only for the Philadelphia 76ers, but in the history of the league. Maxey truly feels like he's going to be the guy driving the bus for the Sixers here on out. Obviously, he got this position because of health. But to say that he doesn't deserve this moment is crazy, because last season, he put up 26.3 points per game, and sure, the efficiency wasn't elite, 44% from the field and 34% from 3. But he just continues to get better and better every single offseason, especially when it comes to his outside shot, which basically did not exist when he came into the league, and now he's confidently stepping into 30-footers and often knocking them down. When you pair that steady improvement with his ridiculous quickness and athleticism, Tyrese Maxey has a real shot to be a dangerous #1 option in the league this season. This year feels like his audition for the role. Defensively, he's also shown flashes, sliding his feet, using that burst to stay in front of guys, and just genuinely making it difficult for opposing guards. As it's that potential two-way ability that makes Tyrese Maxey even more exciting. But what makes this all even better is how well he fits into the timeline of the rest of the young core. Philly's setting themselves up to stay in contention even after Embiid's career winds down. And by dropping 40 on opening night in the Boston Garden, that was a statement from Tyrese Maxey. If this is the future backcourt of the Philadelphia 76ers, this was a pretty damn good way to start off the new era. But what does all of this mean for Philadelphia the rest of the way? Can they actually contend in the Eastern Conference this season? Honestly, I don't think this is the year to win the title. Not yet, at least. But if things break their way, if Paul George and Joel Embiid can both remain relatively healthy and get back to, say, 70-80% of the guys that they were, then there's no reason why this team can't make a run to the conference finals. That's the ceiling for me. A legitimate shot at the finals if they get there, but realistically, the conference finals is the sweet spot. Bare minimum though, they should be in the postseason. If they have to go through the play-in tournament, I'd probably lean towards a first-round exit, because upsetting Cleveland or New York would certainly not be easy. But if they can grab the 5 or 6 seed, matchups against Orlando, Atlanta, and even Milwaukee could set them up to potentially win a series and make it to round 2. From there, anything can happen. Embiid, even when he's not at his best, like he was on opening night, still gives this team so much structure. He's a stabilizer on both ends of the floor just by being out there, anchoring the defense and forcing teams to adjust. Because even in that opening night, the Celtics were still throwing him double teams, despite the fact he didn't even look like half of the guy we've known. He still demands attention, which gives everybody else more room to work, and overall makes Philadelphia's offense look that much better. So, around the extra gravity that Embiid creates, you've got Maxey, Edgecombe, and potentially Paul George as your main scorers, with Embiid working out of post-ups to either play make or score himself. And beyond that, you've got a bench full of guys who can actually come in and contribute. And let's be honest, the Eastern Conference isn't nearly as stacked as the West. There's always room for a team to go and surprise people, making some real noise deep into the postseason. Philly are definitely not the favourite, but with VJ Edgecombe rising, Tyrese Maxey breaking out again, and Embiid adjusting to a more team-friendly role, the path is there for something special. But if you want to know every team in the NBA's potential path to the championship this season, then you can watch that full breakdown video right now.